Hey, rock stars. Jim here. I want to share a perspective on Gain the Edge itself. Gain the Edge is a brand that I formed in 2008, right? Um, and the concept in my mind was always around how do you gain the edge on the competition? How do you gain the edge um, on what you're doing? How do you sharpen your edge, right? That was always my thought. So it's actually been a financial coaching company. It's been a sports athlete coaching company, and now it's obviously what it is today, right? We're enrollment masters. But here's the deal. This is what it's really been speaking to me. This is what's been coming through loud and clear for me. Where I live, as an athlete, as a person, as a father, as a husband, as an entrepreneur, is at the edge. See, I learned a long time ago with that on my spiritual journey that God begins where I end. Right? I have to get to the end of myself so that I must depend on God. Because as long as I'm counting on me, I don't need God. Right? So from that spiritual perspective, I've taken that same journey to my, that's the mirror that I see life through. Like if we're consistently living at the edge of ourselves, that's where growth, that's where strength, that's where transformation happens because you're at a place where you're constantly having to look at what's working and what's not in that moment, right? So that, which literally means that every given moment you are you're improving and maximizing your opportunities while being exposed to what needs to be improved at that very moment, right? It's this complete paradox. So you're always seeking your best, and you're always being exposed to what else needs to happen so you can reach your best. Every time you grow, you immediately have a new limit, which is greater. Which means every time you take a new step in something, that means you've stepped into something stronger, which means your capabilities are automatically more, which means now you need to hone what's the next step. What's the next skill set? How do you take what you're doing? How do you solve a problem that shows up with a new, or you solve every solution? Remember Justin Livingston saying this once, every solution brings with it three new problems at an elevated perspective. But you are now a different person and you can solve them with a different perspective. Right? The one thing that's vital in this whole process in order to make this happen is to not judge yourself harshly. Right? I judge myself with a pencil, not a hammer. Am I perfect at this? No. Every once in a while the hammer creeps in, but I do everything I can to pull it out right away. A pencil is vital. That was interesting. What happened there? Well, what did I do that triggered that? What did I do that caused that? As an interesting response from him or her. How come? What did I do that created that? Who was I being that triggered that response from them? Right? And the more I can do that, it doesn't mean that I did anything wrong. It just means that can do better. Right? My personal belief, and this stuff you're going to start seeing in more marketing from me. We're doing a very aggressive marketing campaign that we're formulating right now. And you will see from one of the things that I'm going to share publicly is everybody in the moment is always underachieving. I believe that everybody's underachieving because we're trying to master too many things. Just stay focused right where we are. The moment you've mastered it, you've automatically now reached, you've increased the ceiling, which means there's more room to go, which means you're not maximizing it. And it's not because you're flawed, it's because what you're doing great is creating more opportunity for growth. That's all. There's no judgment. There's no beat up. There's no punishment. There's no condemnation. It's just information. And people who succeed the most are the people who can respond to that information the quickest. How fast can you turn around information, wisdom gained, and apply it? Right? Cyndi and I have heard us say it many times. We make more mistakes in a week than most people make in a year. That's the biggest key to our success. We constantly challenge our edge and find a way to reach it, and then figure out what is the next thing we need to fine tune, and then evaluate how well we fine tuned it and what else we could do. And there's no judgment in that. Right? It's appreciating it and knowing that you're going to consistently bump into those edges, and just start being aware of where that is. So that's my encouragement to you. Please challenge yourself as a person of greatness, as an amazing steward of everything God has given you for the people you serve, and that you're here. You're in my world. You're in our world. Guys, we are always moving, always shaking, always growing. We're rocking and rolling. And you're here on the ride with us. And just buckle in, know that we got you. The environment's safe. The water's warm. Jump on in and we'll take care of business. All right. We love you. We'll make some magic happen.